Hello and welcome. Today we are going to discuss on the fundamentals of doing a business. Three things that we are going to discuss today. One, who is my consumer, who is my customer, and what is the business that I am in. My name is Dr. Rohan Das and I am a student of management studies. This video is only for educational purpose. Let's begin with defining a business. The three definitions that I have found in open platform are as mentioned in the screen. I'll read one of them. The second one says, the term business also refers to the organized efforts and activities by an individual to produce and sell goods or services for profits. If you actually see all the three definitions, you will see words like profit and loss, goods, services, activities, efforts, enterprise, industrial, commercial, professional activities, but nowhere you will see the word people here. Whereas common sense says all businesses revolve around people. So let's begin with again asking you this question. What is the business that you are in? Here we are going to take 4 examples. This is just for the reference, and we will try and understand whether we can define our business much better. The first picture shows a hotel. It may or may not be a part of OYO, but if I ask you what is the business that the owner of this hotel is into, what will be the answer? I give you 2 seconds, think about it. Okay. Can I say I am in a business of capacity utilization? Why did I say I am in a business of capacity utilization? Consider that I have a property, I have few rooms in that property, and every day a room is booked by a customer or a consumer, I get profits out of it. Every day the room remains unoccupied is a business loss to me. Interesting? Let's move ahead. What is the business that this is in? Can I say I am in a business of fashion and long-term investment? Fashion? Maybe because the 80% of the consumers of gold jewelry are the women and the ladies of the family, to some extent men as well, but obviously it is the women and the ladies in the family who would want to buy gold jewelry, and they intentionally look for the current fashion and the current trends. Long-term investment is why I have mentioned, is only because there are people like the entrepreneurs or the business owners or the corporate people who would want to invest in gold as well, so they would probably buy those gold bricks or silver coins and they will keep it safe for a long-term investment purpose. The third picture shows there are a few students who are probably sitting in a classroom and having their own discussion. So what is the business that you are in if you are the owner of a college or a school? Can I say I am in a business of knowledge and capacity utilization? Knowledge, obviously, because it is everything revolves around education and knowledge sharing, so it is knowledge. Why capacity utilization here? Because consider that I have a college, and the college would have probably 15 to 20 classrooms, and every classroom would probably have 50 chairs to occupy students. Every chair which is not occupied is again a business loss to me. Therefore, I say I am in a business of capacity utilization as well. The second point that I would want to make it here, usually a college or a school operates approximately about 6 to 8 hours a day, but my rooms are already available. If my college starts in the morning at 9 o'clock and the sessions get over at 5 o'clock, So after 5 also, I may utilize my classrooms for some other purpose. What purpose? Which kind of purpose? We may think about it. Going ahead, I manufacture bikes, and that too these type of sports or adventure bikes. So what is the business that I am in? Usually people say I am in a business of conveyance. This is interesting, right? Because usually we see that people say I am in a business of two-wheelers, bikes, which means conveyance, moving from one place to other. But what if I say I am in a business of adventure and lifestyle? Please think about it. If I have to just move from one place to other, even a bicycle would work good for me. If I want to save time, probably a motorbike of any category is good for me. But if I am in a manufacturing of something of this type of bikes, which is considered adventure bikes or sports bike, then obviously I am in a business of adventure, because my consumer customers, which I will slowly get into it, is that particular person who would prefer this bike for adventure, for enthusiasm, or for lifestyle. So who is my consumer? I'll take the same set of examples. So let's begin with, again, hotel, business, a property, 10-12 rooms if it is a small hotel, 40 to 50 rooms if it is a bigger, larger hotel. So who is my consumer? My consumer will be any traveler or a tourist who prefers to come to my property, the opportunity to serve them. This was pretty simple. Going ahead, who is the consumer here? The ladies in the family. As I said, 80% of the time, people who consume gold jewelry or silver jewelry are ideally the women or the ladies in the family. Children, students, or a job seeker. Why I say a job seeker here? Considering the fact that if there is a business which is into vocational education. Now vocational education are typically skill-based knowledge sharing that happens, and every job seeker would always want to have a placement support if he or she has joined a vocational training education. Here, the college going students may be. So who is my customers? Here my customer could be the traveler or even the business houses, because I do not know, the person who has come is probably representing a particular organization and have come to me on a business trip. So I quickly go and tie up with the corporate houses and bill them. A customer here could be the earning member of the family. Here, the parent or the guardian, they become a customers. Here, definitely the parents. If this bike is used by a college going student, certainly it is their parents who are going to pay for the bikes. So we discussed in these examples, how do we define our business keeping the consumers and the customers at the center. We have also seen many a times when we ask this question to a business owner or apparel business, that what is the business that you are in, he would always relate his business to the products that they are selling, which means he would say, I am in a business of clothing and apparels. And obviously, when we think on those lines, my entire objective becomes to make the product life cycle as long as possible. Okay, but we are going to see there are many examples where the organization has decided to keep the organization life cycle longer. There could be smaller product life cycle as well. This is a typical product life cycle that I have taken it from the open source. Here you see the product life cycle has got 4 stages. Obviously it starts with the introduction stage, the growth, maturity and the decline stage. If you typically asked any business owner who is, let's say, in a business of clothing and apparel, that what is the business that you are, then he would always say that I am in a business of clothing and apparels, which means he is only talking about his products. The moment I talk about the products, my objective will be to increase the product life cycle of every product that I produce and sell in the market. It may or may not correlate with the market demand, which means the customers or the consumers may not now like my products, may not like the current trend of clothing that I am selling, but I'll still try and get revenue out of it. This is where there are few organizations which have done pretty well in keeping their product life cycle pretty compact, small, and they are typically focusing mostly on the organization life cycle. One example that I can give you here is the two-wheeler market. Typically, if I talk about Bajaj automobiles, Bajaj two-wheelers, for the last 20-25 years, we have seen there are so many two-wheeler bikes and scooters that they have introduced in the market. But they have tried to keep the product life cycle pretty small, and any moment their CRM managers say that there is a change in the buying pattern of their consumers or the customers, and the change in the buying pattern is on the negative side, they have tried to modify their products or they have tried to come up with a new product. Here, please consider that I am not talking about the brand, I am talking only about the product. So let's recall the first generation Pulsar. How does it look like? The second generation Pulsar. Then the series of Pulsar bikes that have come. So the Pulsar bikes would probably start at 125cc, move on to 150cc, 180cc, 200cc's, and then 220cc's. So here I am not talking about the brand Pulsar, but the products which fit in the brand Pulsars. Going forward, let me just show you the organization life cycle. Today we stop here. I would want you all to give the feedbacks and the responses on this particular video. I'll keep coming up with new videos on different topics related to management studies and business. Jai Hind.